Hi, I'm Janusz, the digital agency coach, and I'm here to help you to move your agency to the next level. The number one reason that small to medium sized digital agencies don't grow is that the business owners are too caught in the weeds. They're stuck in the day to day, they're fighting fires, and you don't have time to work on that important stuff that's going to help move your agency to the next level. The strategy, the systems, the processes, the sales and marketing plan, people, leadership, management, all that kind of stuff that helps you to take the best next step forward. So all of that important stuff gets pushed into mañana. It doesn't get done. You just keep fighting those fires. So these tips I'm going to share with you, my top 10, can give you back up to 12 hours per week, nearly 2 days per week if you spend the time to implement it. Imagine that. Imagine the kind of progress that you will make growing your agency if you had 12 hours per week back. I'm going to start with my top three and then I'm going to share an additional video every single week to give you some time to implement some stuff. So by the end of the program and you've watched all the micro videos, you'll hopefully have recovered some time to push your agency forward. Keep watching to find out more. So first up, understand where you're spending your time. I didn't say it was going to be exciting. I did say it's going to give you some time back. So before we can figure out where we can get some stuff off of your plate, we need to look at where you're currently spending your time. This exercise is always surprising. I run this with my clients over 2 or 3 weeks. We look at the reports and we find a ton of time, a ton of hours where the business owner is spending time doing some stuff that really isn't appropriate or relevant for a business owner to be doing. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some really dull and boring stuff. We're going to do some time tracking in a tool like Toggle. Stick it in a spreadsheet. It doesn't really matter. Just be really meticulous with it for 2 or 3 weeks, or enough time that you think that it's representative of an average couple of weeks for you. And I want you to log against that time what you're doing. What's the thing that you're doing? Are you good at it? Do you enjoy it? Do you love it or do you hate it? Is it important and urgent? Is it actually something that you think is moving your business forward? And who else should be doing it? Is this a job that's appropriate for you as a business owner? Or is it something that a manager could be doing, a PA, an exec, a specialist within your business? Is it something that somebody else could and should be doing rather than you? And finally, you can mark down whether we could delegate that thing, whether you can automate it and use a tool like Zapier or some workflow integration, or can we create a process for it, a system of really simple steps that we can give to somebody else to run on our behalf. Dead simple. If you don't have a tool or template available, I have this spreadsheet ready-made. Follow the bit.ly link at the bottom of the screen. Does exactly what I've just said. Log the task, whether you love it or hate it. Is it important? Is it urgent? How much time does it take every day? And what level of role within your business is that task associated to? Once we figure this stuff out over 2 or 3 weeks, we can then look at getting you some time back. Next up, hire a VA. 3 words, just do it. I know so many agency owners who feel like getting a VA or a PA is something that other more important people do, and they need permission. They need to be told that it's okay. It's okay. This is the number one thing that I've done in the last 18 months to transform my business. And again, I know so many agency owners who've tried VAs and it's not worked. It's fallen down, and they feel like they've spent more time managing the VA than it would have taken them to do the task properly in the first place. My challenge to that, it's all on you. You've not managed them properly. It's all about systems, processes, delegation, spending a little bit of extra time when you're doing something, handing it over, training the VA, showing them what good looks like, using a system that will come in a later video to enable them to succeed. Once you've done that, you're just into the repetitive process of gaining time back. And it's not expensive. It really doesn't have to be. I pay my VA 300 to 600 quid a month in the UK. It's not a lot at all. It saves me 1.5 days per week of additional time with the right systems and processes in place. And that's worth a hell of a lot more than £600 a month. So in the UK, what does it cost? Typically between £18 to £13 an hour, £30 an hour for a good VA, depending on how much time you allocate to them. Or you can look further afield, Eastern Europe in particular. Go outside of the EU. Wages are lower. You get a hell of a lot more value, particularly Ukraine, Serbia and Armenia, where there's really good universities, American language universities. You can get a VA in those 3 countries that are trained to MBA level in business strategy and execution with 5 years of experience for between $5 to $11 per hour. You can delegate some really, really important stuff to a VA of that quality. Or the Philippines. Philippines is awesome if you're looking for a few more hours than you might want to put through somebody in the UK or the Ukraine. You can get a full-time virtual assistant in the Philippines for about $600 per month. And at full-time, they will shift their working patterns to work to your hours. It's such good value. Just do it. So those three options, where would I look? The company that I use, based in Leicester, JSP Virtual, I can't recommend them enough. They take care of my emails, they take care of a lot of the systems and processes, a lot of the admin, meeting bookings, agendas, all that kind of stuff. It's given me back so much time. If you want to look towards Eastern Europe, Upwork, Ukraine, Armenia, those types of places, you can get really, really high skilled people on short-term contracts, or obviously for longer engagements too. And finally, if you're looking towards the Philippines, you want somebody more full-time for $600 a month, don't go look any further than Virtual Staff Finder. They handle all the recruitment for you, set up by an English guy called Chris Drucker, I believe his name is, and he literally wrote the book on how to get the most out of working with a virtual assistant, and his awesome book Virtual Freedom, which explains how to do things properly so that you do actually get the time back that you're looking for. Set it up in the way that Chris articulates, and you're on to a winner. So those three options: JSP Virtual in the UK, £18 to £30 an hour, Ukraine and Armenia, those types of places just outside of the EU, Serbia, between $5 to $11 an hour, or further afield you can go to the Philippines, full-time virtual assistant for $600 a month, and buy the Virtual Freedom book. And again, don't deliberate, don't debate, just do it. It's the number one thing that you can do to free up some time in your business. Finally, time boxing. Time boxing is not a to-do list. To-do lists don't work for strategic execution. Why? Because we always pick the easy stuff. We sit down at our computers in the morning, we look at our to-do list, and we eat the really small frogs. We get the really easy to-do items off our to-do list. And all the important stuff that's not really urgent for us to do right now, again, the strategy, the systems, the marketing, the processes, the teams, leadership, all that kind of stuff that's going to move our business forward and make things easier, we look at and we go, that's a big job, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So we copy it and paste it into our to-do list tomorrow. We never complete that important, non-urgent stuff if we work with to-do lists. What time boxing is putting something into your calendar to plan to do it. You put it into your calendar, you give it a name, and you aim to complete it within that time period. It's the number one productivity tool, voted by Harvard Business Review study, voted time and time again, the one thing that can help you to make more progress with your own personal life and with your business. It works because we are 2 to 3 times more likely to take action on something if we've planned to do it first. 2 to 3 times more likely. To-do lists don't work. Putting time in your calendar to work on something specifically does. That's really, really important. What time boxing is not is creating a big empty bucket on a Friday afternoon with no title, no agenda for you to work on important stuff. That time just gets filled with all the stuff that you didn't complete during the week, and perhaps you write a blog article, perhaps you rebuild the website, something that's not important. Yeah, time boxing is saying I'm going to work on and complete my marketing strategy between 7 to 10 on a Thursday morning. Time boxing is I'm going to work on my business strategy on Friday afternoon. Time boxing is I'm going to create 2 systems and processes before 10 a.m. on Monday morning to make my life easier going forward. And you put it in your calendar and you block out that time with your life. So I've got a challenge for you. I want you to plan to complete one important non-urgent task this week. Put it into your calendar with a title, a specific title, and you must start and complete it within that time period. And it needs to be something that makes everything else easier. Yeah. Writing a sales proposal for a client isn't going to make your life easier going forward. Creating a sales proposal template that you can reuse again in the future is going to make your time easier going forward. So it's got to be something that makes you or your business more efficient, more productive going forward. One thing this week complete it, and then put it into your calendar and protect that time with your life, and aim to do the same thing the week after, the week after, the week after. Within 4 to 5 weeks, you'll have some time back. At the end of the year, you'll realize that you're swimming in time. You've never had so much free time. So one thing into your calendar this week, aim to complete it. Give it a name, give it an agenda in your calendar, protect that time with your life, complete it, complete it, complete it. Move on to another thing next week. Within 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to start to see the benefits. Within a year, you're going to be living a completely different life. Time box your life. So that's it for this week. If you want to continue the conversation, I'd love to see you at my mastermind group. It's a mastermind session every 2 months. It's you and 12 other agency owners helping to solve the problems that are holding your agency back. It's a breakfast round table every 2 weeks. It's a keynote session every 2 months with Robert Craven. You get access to a private Facebook group. There's regular one-to-one coaching sessions between me and you, helping you specifically with your challenges, your issues. You get a one-to-one accountability partner, access to tools and templates. It's only $245 a month. I'd love to see you there. Click this bit.ly link to sign up, and we'll get you onboarded into the next meeting. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm going to give you more time-saving tips to help you to grow your agency.